Welcome to Marquee Backstage. I'm your host, Julie Milam. Get ready for unapologetic transparency. Generosity, compassion, and vulnerability are about to culminate into an amazing collaboration. In this episode, our featured group channels the human experience to create its art. Hailing from Louisville, Kentucky, this four-piece art rock band combines deep lyrics with a smooth rock sound. From the streets to the stratosphere, it's time to connect and give back to the world. This is Producing a Kind Generation. Ace, Kim, Dre, Pinky, we are so excited to be with you guys today. Ace, tell me where you grew up. Tell me what you were like when you were a young man.
I grew up in Lexington, Kentucky. Was around my mom. She directed a church choir basically since the time I could remember. My dad introduced me to bass guitar, which is probably the first instrument I'd say that I learned how to play. From there, I just kind of got interested in music in general.
So who did you meet first out of these three?
Let's see. It's kind of weird because we met at a shoe store. So we were all kind of like inspired by fashion and clothes and shoes and stuff. So we kind of all met at the same time. We all kind of shopped at the same time, kind of hung out there a little bit, and then we kind of figured out that we all kind of were interested in the same things. We liked the same kind of music, kind of liked the same fashion, so it kind of was the glue at that point.
Kim, tell us about you when you were little.
I was very, I guess the words you can say is like sheltered, introverted, stuff like that. Didn't talk much, didn't speak much. A little bit of like, I guess I'm saying early memories, like speech classes, like to get me talking out of my shell and stuff like that, and then led to music. I started off playing piano at like very young, like let's say like first or second grade. I got a lot of musical background from just that growing up, and then just also wanted to explore music. Around the time I was 18, graduated high school, 19, I found oneness and met up with these guys.
But then you got Pinky. Tell us about young Pinky.
I don't know. I've kind of always been the same. I don't know. I probably started getting like instruments when I was like 6, and always kept instruments around. Played sports and stuff, but it's kind of like
It was second to the music.
Everything was second. School, everything. Everything was second to music.
I hear you.
So yeah, that's kind of always how it's been.
Dre, you're from Louisville though, right?
Yeah.
So how did you meet up with these guys?
To be honest, it was just the luck of misfortune. I love, music's my soul and expressing myself, but at my roots, where I'm from, I'm pretty much I'm a street dude.
Okay.
So I spent most of my life in the streets, involved in street activity, whatever that looks like to you. And I mean, I couldn't just pack up and move and go to California, and do the Hollywood American dream thing. So I went to Lexington. I came across this group, they were producing. I'm like, I can do this rap stuff and do that and this, whatever. So we just collaborated on that level, just the urge and the desire to create. I had a story that I needed to get out, because if I left it inside, it could have gotten destructive. So, and we've been doing that ever since. I just we create a nice, comfy bed for me to lay all of my destructive emotions out onto.
So what you doing? You ain't doing nothing. You're in control, huh? You gotta stop bluffing. You want the answers, but you will never have them. And if you did, you could never fathom what's out there. No one knows what's out there. No one knows what's out there. No one knows what's out there. So who are you? You really wanna know all your love? You gotta let it go. Whatever comes back, it's probably there to stay. The fear you feel now is getting in the way of what's out there. No one knows what's out there. No one knows what's out there. No one knows what's out there.
So let's talk about how you decided what you were going to call yourself in this culture you're creating for the world.
There were more of us when we all started as like rappers. Like
Yeah.
we were all rappers.
Rappers
and
and
it was like one big
producers.
section.
So we
Oh, yeah, Kim wasn't a
producers,
rapper.
producers
Yeah.
on the back end side of things.
There was like 12 of us.
Yeah.
Group of us.
Initially.
Okay.
And everyone rapped and sang and did program production in their own realm. And that collective, then we decided we wanted to be a band. And collective dissolved, and we were left just doing our thing as a band. And that's how the band became its own sole, individual, one thing type of entity. And we had a lot of names before. PAKG, well, the first one was like Pug or something like
Yeah,
that.
something weird.
Something weird.
Punk and grunge, you know?
Yeah, then PAKG came from it was initially just the acronym for our name, but we never like went and said, hey, this means this. Because I personally was not okay with that, because it was very corny. So I'm like, I don't want our name to just be our names in a list of letters.
Yeah.
So like, we just sat on the thing, because PAKG by itself just sounds cool. 6 or 7 months of being Pinky, Ace, Kim, and Grumpy, because I'm grumpy. After 6
drop
or
the
7
Dre.
months, we producing a kind of generation kind of just struck me in a dream, actually.
Have you guys met any fans of you or your music that have come to you and said, you really have changed my direction in life?
I'll let whoever else wants to answer, but before I go any further, I really despise the term fan. I think it's more like of a brotherhood. I like, we can use like supporters or like, I like to look at our species as like one thing, so family, like family, brothers or sisters, supporters, but I don't know. I guess some people don't take any offense to the term fans, but I never want to look at anyone that contributes energy to what we're doing as a fan. So
I love that.
we're gonna say supporters. Yeah, there's been several instances where supporters have let me know that what we're doing is important for them to just be minimal about it. But yeah, I mean, if that wasn't a thing, if I didn't know that it was like connecting, I'm not saying that I would have just quit this, but I don't know, I just want to connect in general. That's all I want to do in life is connect. Yes, very grateful
It's the purpose.
for them and that connectivity and that connection and that spark we share.
And to have it reciprocated. I think it's beneficial for the giver and the taker, or for the giver and the receiver. You know, it does work both ways. It is a choice, it is a partnership.
And it's crazy because the concept of giving and receiving is very interesting. I think we're just all just feeding off of the same source and like recycling. It's kind of like
Giving
a
is
circle.
receiving.
Yeah, so I don't even know who's giving what. You know, it's just an overwhelming cycle of, yes, reciprocal reception. We're just both receiving.
All these days are getting harder to separate, and everything just feels the same. My soul lacks sensation. My soul lacks sensation.
Dre, you said you work with a nonprofit who helps bring music to kids.
Yeah, it's a nonprofit in Louisville called AMPT, the Academy of Music Production, Education, Development. And we teach kids musical approaches in several disciplines: drums, vocals, music production, guitar, songwriting, piano, and it's a totally free program.
Kim, you worked there also, so you saw the influence that your time had and your passion for music had on these children.
Yeah, I had a great experience being a part of that team over there, and just learning a lot. The experience within the classrooms were truly the highlights. They did programs before it was gone with the Youth Detention Center in Louisville. So going in there and actually spending a few hours at a time, it started off with just like literature, like reading books with them, and then having them express or write music based off the talking subjects of the books and stuff like that. So that was really more where it seemed like the work we're doing could help them. Some of those kids have been out and been doing great since then too. Some of them been in contact with, so it is good to see the other side of that when they are released and stuff like that. So yeah.
So going back to when you were young and you were performing in a band environment in school, can you imagine if someone like the four of you came in and spoke to your class one day? Would that have gotten your attention?
Absolutely. Just seeing a version, not necessarily a version of yourself, but seeing yourself in someone else's shoes like that, it can definitely impact your life. So I think that's what I want to do with my part within the band, is show other Black youth that you can be a part of something, and it doesn't have to be what mainstream media is.
It doesn't always have to be rap.
It doesn't have to be rap. It doesn't have to be this. It doesn't have to be that. Like, I just want to show them a different side, but just show representation, really.
Right now we have to just deal with living by example and hope that we can reach that platform. Then they'll believe in our word, because I can't go and explain to them like why you should do this if I'm still in the hood. I still live in the hood. And respect is one thing. I'm respected in my community, but as far as someone going off of my word alone, we don't do that where I'm from. Because going off someone's word don't put food on the table. And it's a lot of kids down there that are 13, 12 years old, hustling to get their mother some bread. So they don't want to hear me tell them about transparency and vulnerability. They gotta eat. But once we've done something and we have a platform that has some substantiality and they can see the benefits, then I'll have those talks with them. But in the meantime, I just have to do the work. We have to do the work to make sure that our words mean something to them, because where we're from, words don't really matter. That kids gotta eat.
Yeah, there's no time.
Yeah, they don't have time to listen to us. Yeah, until you we did this. You can do this too. Look at what we've done. They gotta see the proof. So we're just trying to create the proof for them.
The dry heat left a cold breeze. Once the sunlight decided to leave, 500 miles of sand and snakes. I walk through it alone if that's what it takes. A highway signs and keep the faith. On a lonely road, counting my mistakes. Yeah. 8 more hours to California. 8 more hours to California. 8 more hours to California. in Arizona. The pink skies kiss the orange hills. I rubbed my eyes to make sure it was real. Was it all a dream? I could hardly tell. After a while, the pink face blew. But how the paint supplied, I could tell it was you.